Good afternoon, everyone. Can I have your attention for a moment? I just wanted to let everybody know that the Board of Trustees is still in closed session deliberating, so we will be starting after the 1 o'clock hour. We'll give you any updates as they become available or the trustees finish closed session. Thank you. Can I have everybody's attention for a minute? I just wanted to give an update. Our Board of Trustees is still in closed session deliberating. I don't have a time at this point, but just wanted to make sure that everybody is welcome to stay. And we'll get open session started as soon as we can. Thank you.
reconvene into open session. We'll proceed with roll call. Jennifer, roll call the board, please.
Here.
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 Here. Sufficient number of members present. We have a quorum, and at this time, I'd like to ask Trustee Scrivener to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. God.
Thank you, Trustee Scrivener. Moving on to the agenda here, report of actions taken in closed session as required. Board has nothing to report pursuant to Government Code Section 54-957.1, subdivision A5. The board must defer its reports. Since we have several guests in the audience interested in item 13B, I will move that item right after public comments. So at this point, we'll open up the public comment portion of the meeting. Public may address the Board of Trustees on any matter within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board that is not on the agenda. The public may address the Board of Trustees on each of the agenda items as those items are considered. Each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes per topic. 20 minutes shall be the maximum time allotment for speakers on any one subject, regardless of the number of speakers at any one board meeting. At the discretion of a majority of the board, these times may be extended. Each person who addresses the board must first be recognized by the presiding officer. Comments must be addressed to the board as a whole and not to individual members or district employees. The board and staff are not obligated to comment on or respond to or address comments by the public. At the opening of this meeting, names and agenda items were taken for public comments. Are there any additional members of the public who wish to make public comments? Time. Very good. Our very first speaker, E. Slate.
To the Kern Community College Board of Trustees. I am Dee Slade, and I am the president of the African American Network of Kern County. I am also speaking today out of happiness, celebration that has been a long time coming. College was established, as most of you know, 1913. Many African American residents that have resided here in Kern County and in the surrounding areas have attended, graduated, or worked for what we call Bakersfield College at that time. I am so honored this afternoon to let you know I am celebrating in my heart that I have been blessed to see this day. And this day is to see a representative, the interim coming president of Bakersfield College, Mr. Steve Watkins. A man his integrity is there. He is led by the Spirit. He will guide this institution and all who are part of this institution and those who may graduate from this institution as those that have graduated from this institution of color and of other ethnic makeups, and many individuals within this community have come from the ground root of Bakersfield College. We know now Community College. They are now all over the world, many of them. Some are deceased, but some are still active. So I am very proud to honor you and to say my appreciation to all of you for this wonderful historical appointment. Mr. Steve Watkins, our interim coming president. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Patrick Jackson. Patrick Jackson, present. No Patrick Jackson.
Good afternoon. I'm Patrick Jackson, president of the NAACP here in Bakersfield. I'm just elated about the opportunity that Steve Walken becoming the president of BC is a historical moment for the African-American community and the community at large. I believe his appointment and his position of what he's going to be able to do at BC. I've seen his work, especially under Dr. Sonia, and the work that he's continued to do in the community to reach out to our high schools to ensure that the children in our community have a chance to be able to have a career and move forward in life. And I'm just so happy and excited about the opportunity, not only that he's going to be able to do at BC, but throughout the city of Bakersfield. The connections that he has with our high schools has been astronomical. And I believe that those students being able to see the steps that he's taken in the educational field, they've been able to step up to the plate to become the president of BC, I believe is going to change so many lives, those that we have not seen as of yet. And so I want to thank him for taking the position to put himself in position to not only be qualified, but also be verified for this great opportunity. So congratulations to Steve and congratulations to BC for having an astounding individual that's going to take us to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Michael Bowers.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and distinguished panel, board members. Almost want to say, let the church say amen behind me. Psalms 37 tells us that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And that can't be more highlighted today in seeing our friend Steve Walken be considered for this exceptional position. We are so fortunate that Steve Walken has what it takes to be the interim president. And he already carries himself as the president because when he walks into this role, he'll face extraordinary challenges no incoming president has ever had. The aftermath of a raging pandemic, an economy that is on the brinks of financial meltdown. It will be up to not just Steve, but each of us to do our part, to reach beyond our comfort zone, to listen to others, to lower the temperature of salacious rhetoric, and find some common grounds from which we need to move forward. It won't just take one of us, but it'll take all of us. Steve, we are looking forward to working with you in our community. As I said, this is a historic moment, but we look forward to working with Bakersfield College, the Kern Community College District, Steve, and all the other presidents, and moving our community forward together. Thank you, board.
Thank you. Our next speaker is James Magara.
Hello, board. Thank you for your time today. First off, I just want to welcome also interim president Steve Walken coming into Bakersfield College. I'm a professor at Bakersfield College, and Steve actually came and talked at our STEM and pre-health conference on Saturday, April 1st, where we had Katya Echezarreta, the youngest woman to go into space, Mexican-born woman, several firsts. And that was an inspiration to have Steve Walken do the initial remarks for that. That speaker was made available to us by a grant from the Department of Education, Title III, Part F, which a former president of Bakersfield College encouraged me to apply for and to bring that money to the district, and specifically Bakersfield College, in order to support students in the STEM pathway. One of the fundamental principles of that grant was, it's called Step Up to STEM, start strong, stay strong, finish strong. And the finish strong part brings experiential learning opportunities to students. I've been working with members in the district in order to make that opportunity of experiential learning have maximal impact. And that maximal impact would be full-time working during the summer of our Bakersfield College professors with those students. We have a policy, and that policy is Board Policy 7270. And 7270 in its 5th paragraph states that a student worker assignment may not exceed 19 hours per week, except during instructional recess as designated in the academic calendar. When you look at the board policy for the academic calendar, it talks about the normal things of fall and spring and when we would actually offer courses. But what we approve every year for the academic calendar actually only has 6 weeks of intercession when we don't have classes enrolled. And so this creates, I believe, a confusion amongst our human resources and our student employment office. So even during the summer, the 12 weeks of summer courses that we have, students are still only allowed to work 19 hours a week. So I'm here today to bring this to your attention. And when it comes up in consultation council, that you understand what a request for change in either the academic calendar or how we define it, or in this particular board policy 7270, so that we can actually offer full-time working kinds of experiences for our STEM students or any student worker to be able to give them those opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Selena Gasca.
Hello, my name is Selena Gasca. I am a BC student here. I am a first-generation student here, and 2 years ago in 2022, I received a phone call saying I got into the radiology program. I'm here today to inform you all about the negative impact that signing the AB 1273 Earn to Learn bill. To start things off, you guys will have a huge impact for BC. We will be losing the accreditation with the Joint Review Committee on Education and Radiologic Technology. According to JR CERT Standard 4.4 provisions, timely, equitable, and educational valid experience for all students. This is a meaningful clinical education plan, assures that activities and are equitable, as well as it prevents the use of students as replacements for employees. This can lead to students on the focus of the money rather than the education in itself. BC may lose students. Without students, we will lose the radiology community and have a higher demand for good quality technologists, which leads to the third and final point. Our community will lose radiologic technologies due to not having the accreditation that facilities allow. This meaning we will lose that licensing that we are provided at the end of our education. And with that, we will BC will hurt in the, not only BC, but also the community itself here at Kern County. Without that accreditation, it's going to prolong our jobs. We won't get hired right off the bat. We will have 3 additional exams to take rather than just the one that's provided towards the end of our 2-year program. Not only that, it's going to prolong our program here at BC. And then each exam could cost up to $300. Not only that, with the prolonging of the exams, California does paper. So with the paper, we have to wait for that to be submitted, get our results back, take the additional oral exam, wait for that to be submitted. and then to take our final JR Cert licensing, which hospitals and clinical sites here that require that licensing. This not only affects me, but also affects students that are good coming next year. Nobody has given us any insight on what's going on with this bill. It was passed last year. However, we're still debating on who and what and where and when does that actually take effect? Because it doesn't take effect next year, and it's up to you guys whether or not we are going to be either prolonging our program, which it's gonna add additional semester or so, rather than ending next year in May. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jackie. Or Jackie Hill.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us this afternoon. My name is JC Hill. I'm the clinical coordinator at Bakersfield College's Radiologic Technology program. And as Selena, our current student, spoke about, the AB 1273 Earn and Learn bill is at this time scheduled to take effect January 1st, 2024. And what that impacts, the Earn and Learn bill, the idea behind the bill is to allow students to be paid for clinical hours. Currently, our students do over 1,500 clinical hours in addition to their didactic education. With the rigor of our education, we are accredited, of course, through the KCCD with ACCJC. We are also beholden to the state of California Radiologic Health Branch, Department of Health, and as well as our voluntary accreditation through what we call JCERT, the Joint Review Education of Radiologic Technology. If the chancellors at this time decide to participate in the Earn and Learn bill, we would automatically lose our voluntary accreditation with JCERT. The reason for that, a tenet foundation of JCERT, is that students are students and they are not to replace paid employees. And so with that, students, with our accreditation, students are participating in a rigorous didactic education and a competency-based clinical education. With AB 1273, as well intentioned as it is to provide opportunities for students, what that would do is actually prolong our students' time to complete, as we would have to participate in an additional 264 hours clinically. Because of the rigor of JCERT, our students may participate in fewer clinical hours, so that would delay their graduation. Because of the gold standard of the JCERT accreditation, in the state of California, graduates only need to take one licensure exam because they've graduated from a JCERT accredited program. If we lose that accreditation, students would then take 3 licensing exams to work in our local community. Each of those exams, as Selena mentioned, is over $200 for the students. So in addition to completing an extra semester, which our students go straight through for 2 years, including mandatory summers, to complete their clinical education. It would also delay the great need for radiologic technologists in our community. It is a gold standard of students, of hiring committees that students graduate from a JCERT accredited program. We provided a survey to our students, our local community, and over 97% oppose this bill. And that includes hiring personnel, current radiologic technologists, and our current students. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Christian Baraceros.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. My name is Christian Baraceros, and with my colleague Selena Gasca and Professor JC Hill, we are here on behalf of Bakersfield College Radiologic Technologies program, and I want to reiterate what my colleagues have said. We are here to speak on the recently passed California legislation AB 1273, and the unfortunate desultory manner that Bakersfield College has taken into handling the new policy. As a way to assuage student financial hardship, legislation AB 1273 will provide a paid internship to students during clinical hours while in the program. Although it might seem counterintuitive, the RadTech program is against this measure for numerous reasons. This paid internship will include an additional 264 hours, which is an extra semester, extended timelines for graduation. Currently, graduation is set in the month of May. This will be pushed back to August. Weekend and PM shifts will be likely be required. A costly three-part licensure will be required instead of the single one exam that is currently needed. And more importantly, who and how we're going to pay for this paid internship is still up for discussion. The crux of the problem lies in the loss of the JSER accreditation. The Joint Review Committee on Education and Radiologic Technology has been a cornerstone within Bakersfield College for the last 53 years. This accreditation has acted not only as a nationwide diploma, but also a pathway to higher education within radiology. Saying yes to this legislation will remove this accreditation, and along with it, the network of relationship that BC has nurtured throughout the years. Students will not be able to continue their education with sister universities such as CSU Northridge in pursuit of higher learning. Current students applied and committed to an accredited program. Losing this accreditation now would require an entire curriculum overhaul the program cannot accommodate for within a year. This legislation will limit students not only in the classroom, but also in the field. Certain hospitals require a JC accreditation for employment, and students are limited to work only in California compared to nationwide. I want to reiterate, losing this accreditation will not only be a tragedy to BC, the RadTech program, or the students, but Bakersfield as a whole. The BC RadTech program has produced quality and proficient techs to help serve the community throughout the years. Losing this accreditation will be a regression from the progress that we have made. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, Brandon Martin. Brandon Martin.
Good afternoon, Chair Agbalog, and members of the Board of Trustees and staff. I very much appreciate having the opportunity to address you. I wasn't allowed to address you this morning. I think that's more of a snafu than anything personal. But I want to just come and speak in behalf of my friend and your Socratic gadfly, Matthew Garrett. It's difficult for me to do so because most of my friends are probably on the other side of this issue who are part of your community. One of the teachers I had when a lot of people probably know I went to UCLA, I went to UC Berkeley, I ran for judge, I kept on telling everybody that, but I also transferred classes from Bakersfield College, and probably the best teacher I ever had was somebody named Gloria Dumler, professor. She was excellent. And as I understand it, she's part of a social justice movement on the other side of the Garrett question. I support curriculum by Dr. Rosales, which is somebody on the other side as well. I know his father from many Facebook conversations. I can't even imagine what you must be going through on these difficult questions. And so thank you for your service. But tolerance is very important as a virtue as well. And in our local politics, both on your campus and outside of your campus, expressing viewpoints, people can get beaten up. I mentioned I ran for judge. A friend and supporter of mine, Rex Paris, is the mayor of Lancaster. And Rex sent me an email afterwards and said, gosh, you guys sure play rough in Bakersfield. That's true, but we really shouldn't, because people should be able to express their viewpoints and tenaciously be activists without suffering sometimes life-changing penalties for doing so. And when a professor may lose their job because maybe he didn't play campus politics all that well, and that may be an understatement. I just think that could be a tragedy. I met Dr. Garrett for the first time over a year ago. He invited me to lunch. And the first thing that impressed me about him was his tremendous interest in his students. I thought we were going to talk politics because he'd been so in the newspaper about politics, but we talked history. My little brother has been trying to become a faculty member at this college for a long time. He went to Harvard and Stanford, and I don't know what you got to do to teach here, but Dr. Garrett proves that you do recruit some good talent, and boy, he sure stumped me with half of his history knowledge. Well, I'm sure, but just a fraction of his history knowledge. I wouldn't be likely to support Dr. Garrett in any way if I thought that his ideology was harming his students, or that it was a kind of workplace harassment of his colleagues. But I haven't seen evidence of that. And I understand I'm not seeing the same record as you, but what I hear from people I talk to over and over again is he's an outstandingly talented professor who's very good at teaching. And he's also an activist who's talking a lot about politics. And perhaps his viewpoints aren't as welcome as other viewpoints on the campus. I think that's one reason perhaps to be more assertive in demanding tolerance of him than otherwise. I know information he sent me has been surprising. He sent me an email probably a year and a half ago, not just revealing that there was spending on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which I understand and appreciate, but the amount that went for training. And I was surprised. That's the kind of role that you would expect from somebody who is a First Amendment advocate and somebody who is not necessarily a whistleblower, maybe he is a whistleblower in this technical legal sense, but somebody who is out there making things known that we might not otherwise know. I certainly wouldn't have known that kind of money was being spent for that kind of training.
Smart, and you got about 45 seconds left.
Thank you.
Summarize.
I'll try to wrap it up. I think that if you allow this to happen in terms of a termination decision, then what you're going to have is people from the other side of the aisle who are going to be weaponizing your board. There are going to be complaints and you're going to go back and forth. And I think the best way for you to handle this in terms of your peace and your dignity as a board is just to say, no, you need to have the intellectual conversation about politics, continue to have that, but don't use our board as a weapon for one side to beat on the other side. That should be something that you don't allow, and you draw a strong line in defense of Matthew Garrett. So I appreciate your giving me a chance to hear. I'm not sure if this was actually addressing you in a futile way and that you've already cast a vote in closed session or not. This would be the first time I've ever commented after a vote, but I appreciate your hearing my words nonetheless. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any others who wish to address the board at this time? All right, hearing or seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public comment portion of the meeting. We'll now consider item 13B.
Yes, President Aguilar, it gives me a great deal of pleasure today to offer this motion to approve the contract, Bakersfield College and President Watkins. Greatly.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second by trustee Corkins. There was a tie, I think, with trustee Gomez Heitzberg. But all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Watkins.
And also, Steve, thank you for bringing your beautiful family with you today.
And for the record, I'd like to state the approval is recommended for the employment contract of Bakersfield College interim president. The contract will be effective from May 15th, 2023 through May 15th, 2025. The salary for the 2023-24 year will be $232,000 and includes the same health and welfare benefits, holidays, and leaves as other management employees. Congratulations.
Steve, the lovely lady that you married up to, I think likes your contract.
That brings us back to the regular sequence of our agenda. The preliminary item 6A Approval of consent items, business services other than construction, agenda items 8A through 8E. Business services, construction, agenda items 10A through 10DD. Educational services, agenda items 12A through 12C. And human resources, agenda items 14A through 14B.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. We'll move on to letter B, approval of the minutes of the March 9th, 2023 meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, letter C, correspondence to the Board of Trustees and or communications. Councilor Christian.
Yes, the Chancellor's Office has received correspondence from Mary Little regarding a closed session item. There have also been emails to individual board members which have been received and reviewed. Thank you.
Thank you. Copies of those correspondence have been provided to members of the board. Next item, letter D, approval of the revised 2022-23 board calendar of meetings. We have a motion by trustee Mead to approve, seconded by trustee Corkins. Any questions or discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just to note that this revision proposes moving the May board meeting date from May 4th to May 11th. Next item is letter E, ballot for the California Community College Trustee or CCCT Board of Directors election for 2023. Trustee Gomez Heitzberg.
I recommend the board vote for the 7 incumbent and Roberto Rodriguez and Amanda Lambert. Roberto.
So move.
We have a motion by trustee Jimenez. Is there a second? Seconded by trustee Scrivener. Any questions or discussion on items? Oh, Meek, I'm sorry. Correction, trustee Meek seconded. Okay, any questions or discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item is letter F. This is the second reading and approval. Presentation of proposed revisions to the Kern Community College District Board Policy Manual, Chapter 2, Board of Trustees, and Chapter 3, General Instruction.
So moved.
A motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Is there a second? Seconded by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, letter G. This is the first reading. This is a presentation of proposed revisions to the Kern Community College District Board Policy Manual, Chapter 4, Academic Affairs, and Chapter 5, Student Services. This item is just for information only. We'll move on to letter H. This is a presentation by the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, or KCSOS, for a certificate of recognition presented to K. Meek and Nan Gomez Heitzberg. Congratulations, trustees Meek and Gomez Heitzberg. That brings us to number 7, business services approval other than construction. Letter A, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a grant agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracoso Community College and the Foundation for California Community Colleges for the 2023-24 Finish Line Scholars Program for emergency financial aid grants to students. The term is from July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. The amount payable to the district is not to exceed $125,000 to be deposited into the RP 314 Restricted Program Fund.
Move approval.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Scrivener. Any discussion or questions on this item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Letter B, authorization for the chief financial officer to execute an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Portable College and the California Community College Chancellor's Office on behalf of the California Community Colleges Board of Governors to serve rising scholar students formerly incarcerated on campus and or currently incarcerated in county jails, youth juvenile detention centers, or other local corrections facilities. The term of the grant is from January 1st, 2023 through July 31st, 2025. The amount payable to the district is $382,500 to be deposited into the RP 041 Restricted Program Fund.
Move approval.
So a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Our next item is letter C, authorization for the chief financial officer to approve an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and California Community College Board of Governors, Division of Workforce and Economic Development for the project Regional Equity and Recovery Partnerships Grant number G0553. Terms of the grant is January 23rd through January 23rd, 2023 to September 30th, 2025. The amount payable to the district is $283,769 to be deposited into a new restricted program fund.
Move for approval.
You have a motion approved by trustee Jimenez. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Meek. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item is letter D, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an agency agreement between the Kern Community College District and California State University Stanislaus Parking Management Bureau, EMB, for the processing of parking citations. Term is from April 13, 2023 through April 12, 2026. The cost of the district is estimated to be $493,692.80 and will be offset by parking permit and citation fee revenue to be paid from the GU 001 unrestricted fund. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, letter E, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a retail services agreement between the Kern Community College District and a book company LLC, EBA ecampus.com and University Gear Shop to provide bookstore and college gear services and supplies. The term is from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2028. The amount payable to the district is anticipated to be $2,620,987 be deposited in GU 001 unrestricted fund.
Move approval.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any discussion or questions on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Brings us to 9, business services approval, construction items. Letter A, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Saracoso Community College and S.E. Anderson, Inc. for the Saracoso Community College Physical Education Outdoor Complex Renovation Project. The term is from April 17, 2023 through December 17, 2024. The cost of the district is not to exceed $18,078,000 to be paid from the MJ 100 Local Capital Outlay Fund.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. B, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Black Hall Construction, Inc. for the Bakersfield College SMSR 2021-2022 roof replacement language arts building project. Term is from May 15, 2023 through August 11, 2023. The cost of the district is not to exceed $749,001 to be paid from the CD 100 State Scheduled Maintenance Fund.
Move for approval.
Of a motion approved by trustee Jimenez,
Second.
seconded by trustee Corkins. Any question or discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Our next item is authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Precon Industries, Inc. for the Bakersfield College Allied Health Math Science Remodel Project. The term is from May 15, 2023 through August 11, 2023. The cost of the district is not to exceed $1,178,000 to be paid from the RP 105 restricted fund. We have a motion to approve by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. For second.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion on this item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item is letter D, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into a construction agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Sierra School Equipment Company for the Weil Institute second floor upgrades and wayfinding signage business services FF&E project. Term is from April 13th, 2023 through September 30th, 2023. The cost of the district is not to exceed $392,180.47 to be paid from the MG 100 SRID Local Capital Outlay Fund.
For approval.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins.
Second.
We have a second by trustee Mead. Any questions or discussions on the item? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, number 11, educational services approval, letter A. Approval of the attached curriculum reports of courses, programs, certificates, and new community service education course offerings as part of the district's curriculum for Bakersfield College, Saracosa Community College, and Porterville College.
So moved.
We have a motion approved by trustee Corkins,
Second.
seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, letter B, approval of the 2023-24 Bakersfield College, Saracosa Community College, and Porterville College catalogs.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins, seconded by trustee Scrivener. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item is letter C. Approval of out-of-state travel for the Bakersfield College Drumline Performance Group to enter or to attend the Winter Guard International Percussion World Championships in Dayton, Ohio from April 18th, 2023 through April 23rd, 2023. There is no cost of entry. We have a motion to approve by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item is letter E, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an agreement between the Kern Community College District and the City of Bakersfield Entrepreneurship and Small Business Technical Assistance Services Grant. The term is from April 14, 2023 through October 31st, 2026. The amount payable to the district is $350,439 to be deposited into a restricted.
For approval.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corkins. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Jimenez. Any discussion, questions on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Letter E, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an agreement between the Kern Community College District on behalf of Bakersfield College and Open Classrooms, Inc. to create the Open Classrooms Information Technology Apprenticeship Program. Terms of the agreement are from February 28, 2023 through December 31st, 2025. The cost of the district is not to exceed $335,000 to be paid from the RP 431 restricted program.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Corky. Do we have a second? Seconded by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Any questions or discussion? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Next item, letter F, authorization for the chief financial officer to enter into an amended administrative services agreement between the Kern Community College District and the Foundation for California Community Colleges to administer the grant to develop, support, and scale the adoption of program pathways mapper across the California Community College, California State University, and University of California systems. The term is from March 10th, 2023, December 31st, 2031. The cost of the district is $25 million to be paid from a new restricted program.
Move for approval.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Jimenez. Is there a second? Seconded by trustee Gomez Heitzberg. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to 13, human resources approval, letter A, adoption of resolution declaring May 21st through the 27th of 2023 as classified school employee. We have a motion by trustee Meek, seconded by trustee Corkins. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is letter B, approval. Oh, I'm sorry. C, I'm sorry. Adoption of the memorandum of understanding between the Kern Community College District and the California School Employees Association chapters 246, 336, and 617 to establish condensed work week schedule effective summer 2020.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Gomez Heitzberg, seconded by trustee Corkins. Any questions or discussion on the item? Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item 15. Committee ad hoc committee reports and report of foundation activities by trustee liaison. Letter A is resource development and facilities committee report to the board. I'd like to report that the Resource Development and Facilities Committee met on March 22nd, 2023, and received an update on follow-up meetings regarding the improved utilization of Bakersfield College's facilities. Committee also received information and discussed potential mixed-use housing and retail concepts for KCCD's L Street property. The committee expressed continued support of developing revenue generation strategies for Memorial Stadium and other high-interest BC facilities. Lastly, the committee is supporting utilizing a lease option for its downtown L Street property to be able to facilitate a housing project in conjunction with a local healthcare station. Committee activities A, B, and C above align with board goal number 4, resource development and facility. That's my report. Unless there are other reports, we'll move on to 16. Reports. A, facilities report links. These links are provided to the board in advance. Anybody have any questions on any items that were presented? Okay, if there are none, we'll move on to letter B, faculty reports.
Good afternoon, board members, President Eklog, Chancellor Christian. Here to share our report from Porterville College. It's on behalf of the Academic Senate and Porterville College faculty, just to share a few of their activities. We have our art professor, Deeren Lyons, who reported on taking several students to the Screenville Film Festival recently, and where they shared 8 films they produced to their as students in his video production classes. And one of our adjunct instructors, Janet Oresti, shared with us some of the articles she's written for the community for the Porterville Recorder, reporting on activities in our community, which often include faculty members who are active in the community. And then finally, to share that tomorrow we'll be having a special event in the Bakersfield College campus, a district-wide event in support of Guided Pathways Pillar 4. ensuring learning is happening with intentional outcomes. We're going to have the Teaching and Learning Exchange Festival, in which we have people from all three colleges in the district office and all employee categories coming to share their experiences in education, to talk about, to meet and learn about each other, and to brainstorm and innovate about the future of teaching and learning in the Kern Community College District. So we have almost 100 people that we expect to come to get together, and we'll be joined by a nationally renowned educator named Susan Bloom, who'll be coming from the University of Notre Dame. She's actually here in Bakersfield already, and so she'll be there joining us to help share, to get the discussions going, and hopefully we'll have a great day of learning about the experiences of all of our educators throughout the district. And should any of you be in the area tomorrow between 10 and 3, you're welcome to stop by the campus center, event center, the 3rd floor, pop in and see what's going on. We're expecting it to be a lot of fun, as well as very productive for the work that we do here in the Kern Community College District. Thank you.
Thank you.
President Agbalog, Board of Trustees, and Chancellor Christian. We're now in week 12 of the semester with just 4 weeks to go toward the largest graduating class at Bakersfield College. As of yesterday, BC's FTES was 8,036.3 students with a unique head count of 25,729. These are larger numbers than the previous 2 years, and I believe they're even larger than pre-COVID. This is extremely good news. Practically all of the other colleges and universities in the state are experiencing flat or declining enrollments. The faculty, classified staff, and administration at BC have done an excellent job in communicating the value of a college education to raise the living standards of the students and their families. We're in the transformation business, and the people in our communities understand that and value us. They passed a huge bond, Measure J, to help us move their colleges into the 21st century, and they continue to make new connections and partnerships with us through the various workforce development projects. Faculty, classified staff, administration, we work at a great place. And you trustees get to be the trustees of a great community college district that is known statewide and nationally. BC is currently working on creating its educational master plan. Vice President Rice shared with us some preliminary results from 52 different focus groups of their plans and dreams for BC. 52. Our editor for the project, Monica Scott, is going to have a tough time compressing down all the information-rich reports from the groups into a manageable size, because there's a lot of great stuff happening at BC and a lot of great stuff still to come. Stuff is a technical term. You'll be getting the final copy of the Educational Master Plan later this summer or early fall. This will be my last report to you as Academic Senate President of Bakersfield College. We held our elections for our executive officers, and Dr. Erica Menchaca will be our incoming Senate President. Professor Matt Andresen Jones will be the Vice President. Professor Teresa McAllister is returning as Senate Treasurer, and Dr. Paula Parks is returning as Senate Secretary. We've accomplished a lot in the past 2 years, and I look forward to seeing how the new team will continue moving BC forward to educating our students and serving our communities. One last thing, I want to give my congratulations again to Chancellor Christian on becoming the Chancellor of the entire California Community College system. Well, this is my last board meeting. I think this is your last regular board meeting too. So, but over 20 years ago, she was an excellent dean of the STEM area. And then 10 years ago, became one of the greatest presidents we've ever had in our 110-year history. And then just two short years as KCD's chancellor. She's created excellence by showing us how to do excellent work. And I'm glad that she'll keep grounded in Kern County, keep grounded in reality for at least the next year or so as she transitions to her new position by creating a branch of the Chancellor's Office, CCCO here in Bakersfield. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Chancellor Christian, President Agpelon, and board members. I'm Matt Crow, President of KCD CCA, but right now I'm presenting for Yvonne Mills, our Academic Senate President. And I just got new glasses, so I can't read with them. This semester has been a busy one at Saracosa with several major developments happening across the college that are faculty-led and that have significant faculty involvement. Our ongoing goals remain student success focused, and we believe that these new systems and revisions put students at the center of and more holistically address the needs of our college and our student population. We are excited to share these with you and to include discussion of these strides in our upcoming accreditation cycle documents. After discontinuing our use of aluminum, thankfully, Saracosa faculty have been hard at work developing and launching a new in-house assessment and curriculum development processes. These efforts were led by our Outcomes Assessment Committee, chaired by Don Ward, and our Curriculum and Instructional Council, chaired by Cliff Davis. Both committees put in a lot of careful thought and consideration to build systems that are more user-friendly and fulfill our campus needs more effectively than aluminum had previously. We also continue to refine our approach to program review, led by the newly appointed chair, Lisa Fuller, who has replaced Jacqueline Kessler, who began the significant re-envisioning of the process and procedures of program review. This overall has aimed at streamlining the process and helping those completing program reviews across the campus better focus their reviews to really get at the heart of their program accomplishments, challenges, and paths to success. We are currently working on the development of our next educational master plan, the process for which has had considerable faculty involvement. We will be convening with the educational master plan team in addition to all faculty chairs next week for a workshop to really start delving into the heart of our collective vision for the next master plan. The Business and Information Technology Department has been rapidly expanding and revising course offerings and is currently developing a BA program in cybersecurity. The prospect of such significant increase in IT-related courses has prompted the department to begin the process of restructuring to better serve the needs of faculty, students, and the college as a whole. This will separate the department into two, IT and business and paralegal studies. We also continue to work on the development of our new participatory governance model, which represents a significant reimagining of previous models and serves to support transparent and effective communication and decision-making across all levels of the college. The Academic Senate has also been hard at work revising our constitution and bylaws to further clarify committee roles, member roles, and the intended function of the Senate in actively participating in the 10+1 rights and duties granted by the California Ed Code and the broader participatory governance structure of the college. This also represents a significant overhaul of our previous governing documents and will be a continuing project for the Executive Council into the 23-24 academic year. Many projects remain in the works and we will continue into the next academic year, but we are making strides to improving the success of the entire Saracosa community. Thank you. That was from Yvonne. Congratulations on going out, Nick. Okay. And congratulations, Dr. Christian, on your elevation to Chancellor of the Community College. My report from CCD-CCA is we continue to negotiate and we will be negotiating tomorrow, and we have hopes of concluding a contract this semester. But I am continuously reminded of Andrew Marvell's To His Cloimestrous, in which I always hear Time's winged chariot hurrying near. Thank you.
Thank you. Classified reports.
Good afternoon, Board of Trustees, President Agbalog, Vice Chancellors, and Chancellor Christian. I have a couple of updates, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I wanted to update the board that recently classified leadership from all 3 chapters has gotten together with the district on our job description review committee. We've kind of reinvigorated some of this work. Our collective bargaining agreement defines that process. So we're trying to get really our heels dug in the ground on that work. We're really confident that the team and the work with our consultant is going to produce some reviews and updates that really bring those job descriptions kind of into the modern day. Some of them are quite old, so we're working on that process right now, and I'm really confident that our team's going to do a great job. I also want to thank you guys for moments ago just adopting the resolution for Classified School Employees Week. We appreciate that very much. I want to read a section from that resolution because I think this is important for classified staff. It says that the resolution recognizes and wishes to honor the contribution of the classified professionals to quality education in the state of California and the Kern Community College District. I don't think I can emphasize enough how important that work is. Not only is it part of my job because of my role, but because every day the work cannot get done with classified employees being the backbone for what faculty do, for what management do. We really try to push this idea in the classified staff that students are first. And so our work is all geared toward that. That's what we do. That's why we come to work. That's why we do the work that we do. So I want to thank you guys for approving that. I know that might just be kind of a tick mark, but to us, it's a very significant thing. I want to also point out the work of the Educational Master Plan with Vice President Billy Joe Rice. That work is moving very fast, but I also want to point out from our perspective, it is massively substantive. So we're hoping to produce a product that we're going to present to you that's going to be something that is going to be really valuable to BC, especially with this last point that I want to make, which is that the approval of the contract for Steve Watkin at BC as interim president is historic. We saw this earlier today with the crowd that was gathered here and the support that you can see from the community. It's already had an incredible impact on our community, and I think that's only going to continue. So from all 3 chapters at CSC, I wanted to say congratulations, Steve. I think we're all looking forward to his leadership and how that's going to impact all of KCCD. Thank you.
Thank you. Management Association reports.
Good afternoon, President Agbalog, trustees and chancellor. I too want to join the chorus of congratulations to our new interim president, Steve Watkin. I think his impact is already being demonstrated here today, and we'll continue to see that good work that I know we have come to expect from him. And of course, Dr. Christian, it's not going to quite be the same here when you're managing all of these California community colleges. Just know that our hearts are with you. And we appreciate the time that you've been here and the work that you've done. I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Juanita Steele. I'm the president of the Management Association, and I'd like to give you a little bit of an update on the work that we've been doing. We are now about 30 days out to our management symposium. Our team has done a great job putting together a very interesting slate of speakers, and I'm looking forward to seeing good participation this year. You should be seeing registration emails in your inbox very shortly. And we're looking forward to wrapping up the year with that event. I also have a manager that we'd like to recognize this month, and this person has been with the district for some time. She was early in recognizing the importance of early college. It became her pursuit and her passion.
She started reaching out to K-12 students and recognized what kind of an impact that would make in their lives. She worked with students in both rural and mid-sized communities, and she was very early in understanding the impact of that, way back in 2014-15. Today, Saracoso now has 135 dual enrollment sections with a projection of over 1,850 enrollments. So today, the Management Association wishes to recognize Kristen Hanley for the work that she's been doing at Saracoso. And if you would please join me in giving her a round of applause. So Kristen, thank you for all the work that you've done, and we're looking forward to much more from you. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to college reports.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Councilor Christian, President Aguilar, and trustees. It is a pleasure to be here. I'm just going to highlight 3 items. One, you have the PC update in your hands, highlighting stories and events that have taken place on campus in the last month. I would like to call your attention to the story about the temporary evacuation point at Porterville College. And we are very pleased to be able to serve the community and live up to our mission and our values in helping Tulare County Health and Human Services and the Red Cross in a moment of crisis. And we were able to support the community, support the unhoused who were affected by the Tule River overboard of waters and the overflow. So, but I want to update you because as of this week, the gym has been returned to the college and the shelter has been moved to the armory. But with this, I also like to highlight the efforts, the support of the MNO staff, maintenance and operations. This is not an easy task. It took a lot of work, but it was approached with kindness and with compassion. And so I'm very proud of leading up to our mission. I'd like to highlight that actually 5 minutes before this meeting, I received an email, so I cannot wait until next month. I'm just gonna say it today. And it's an email congratulating Porterville College being named one of the colleges, the 2023 champion for excelling in equitable course placement in 4 categories. That is for English enrollment, math enrollment, and also Latinx English enrollment and Latinx math enrollment. So they are highlighting our successful support of 100% of those students who enroll directly into these courses. So I'm sure some other colleges will be recognized at a ceremony at the end of May. I'm very happy that Porterville College is also recognized. I would also like to highlight that April is Community College Month. And I wanted to be mentioned because what we do is important. We make a huge impact on people's lives. And I think we need to be proud of all the accomplishments that we go through every month. Last, Chancellor Christian, I know it's your last meeting. I just don't want to say goodbye or sound it like that. Your impact in me professionally has been incredible, and I appreciate that. And I know that we're going to continue to work together for a long time. To new appointed President Steve Watkins, I welcome you at the table next month. Congratulations, and that's all. That's my report.
Thank you.
President Aguilar, trustees, Chancellor Christian. On that first note, I bury my head in the sand and pretend it's not happening, that you're leaving us. And then I keep getting reminded that you're moving on, and lucky us statewide for that move. I'm so proud to be associated with you, and will continue to be. So it's really not goodbye in my mind. It's just a new chapter in our relationship. So, but congratulations, as much as I want to keep you. With that, you have my report that's been uploaded. Lots of stuff happening at Saracosa Community College. I've just, I was so proud to hear our academic sentence report today, letting you know some of the great things that our faculty are engaged in, that I have the privilege of working with them on, as well as it's the dual enrollment and recognition of the work that Kristen Hanley is doing. You know, we often don't toot our own horns at Saracosa, so it's just nice to hear those things and be reminded of the important work taking place. And I want to herald that continued work. As part of that, you know, we hear, you know, President Agbalog has said it, and we've heard, I believe, Speaker McCarthy has said it in an address as well, that Kern County feeds, fuels, and defends our nation. Well, on Tuesday of this week, we focused on the defense and aerospace industry, the defend part of that statement. It was amazing. I mean, it was really a who's who in the room. And, you know, we came together, we talked about, we had speakers from Naval Air Weapons Station, China Lake, Edwards Air Force Base, Mojave Air and Spaceport. We talked about the proposal and action plans that were a culmination of all the work and engagement that we've been doing over the last year with them. Steps we've already taken were highlighted and things that we're going to do. And so they really were very receptive to us actually moving that work along and seeing the results of these meetings, these coalition meetings that we've been having. We talked about our baccalaureate degree, the one that we're going to be submitting a proposal for, as well as future ideas for baccalaureate degree. We were joined by BC as well, talking about industrial automation. Our cybersecurity, of course, is that one that you will see coming to you this early fall. And I just want to, and we talked about intersegmental partnership, like Lawrence Livermore Labs was also had a presence there. And so just a lot happening, and the excitement in the room was contagious. And I think we all left on a positive note of great things to come. I want to thank Dr. Gerald, Dr. Dougherty, my CT Dean Griffin, Stu Witt participated and led a panel as well, and just the countless faculty and staff that just made it happen and made it. That's so. With that, I'll conclude my.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, President Agbalog, trustees, Chancellor Christian. You have my written reports, so I'm not going to repeat any of that. The afternoon has been long, so I'm going to try to be as brief as I possibly can in my comments. On Saturday, we have the return of our Garden Fest program after an absence of about 5 years from our campus. This is a fantastic fair, in a sense, with vendors, with members of the community coming together to learn about our ag programs and to receive instruction and workshops and as well as be able to purchase some of the best plants and agricultural products that are available. If you haven't been to Garden Fest, I really urge that you do come to it. It is something that is worth noting. Nick has already highlighted that we're expecting a record enrollment for this semester. He did not mention how many we are expecting in terms of the percentage. We are at a 14% increase for this semester, and that is significant because our business is all about access, education, and then their success. And the success part of it comes from our graduation program. And as of today, we have more students who have applied and been verified to graduate than we had at the end of the semester last year, a year ago, which means that in the next 4 weeks, we will easily break that number and have a significant turnout for our graduation ceremony. Graduation again this year will be on both sides of the stadium, and we're expecting a much larger turnout because we are not going to restrict ticket sales. for families who are coming to celebrate their students. Last thing I want to say is, Nick, if this is your last meeting, I really appreciate the leadership that you have provided the Academic Senate and for being a steady partner and a friend to the administration as we have worked through many difficult issues and topics throughout our 2 years. Sonia, I learned a new word. For many of you who may not know this, I was in Italy for a couple of weeks. I learned a new word in Italian. Is arrivederci. And the concept and the fundamental premise behind that word is not goodbye. It is see you again, see you soon. Arrivederci.
Thank you. Chancellor report.
Well, it's a time of transition, so Nick, thank you for being a great partner. I know we've got a new incoming Senate President. Bob Simpkins, thank you. Your work with the Teaching and Learning blog and the conference, excuse me. And in terms of transition, Steve, you're going to be a phenomenal president of Bakersfield College. You and I have history, and I can't wait to see what you will do in your new role as VC president. And Tom, you were there as I was coming into this role, and as I'm leaving, I'm handing it to you, and I know the board is super thrilled about that. And Zab, you did a phenomenal job getting Bakersfield College out of the pandemic. It wasn't an easy task. And BC enrollments have been leading the state enrollments. And all of that work was because of you. And I'm really grateful for your leadership and for you being willing to step in during those turbulent times. So thank you. A former president of Porterville College passed away, Bill Henry, yesterday. So I will conclude my remarks by reading a few words that our staff prepared for Bill Henry. The story of Bill Henry is the story of two illustrious careers, one in law enforcement and the other in education, totaling 45 years of public service. In every role that Bill Henry played throughout his life, as a police officer, a detective, a spokesperson, a criminal justice professor, an administrator, and as the president of Porterville College, Bill took his responsibilities to his students and to the public very seriously. Bill's story starts at the Kings County Sheriff's Office in 1974. As one of a handful of individuals who became a sworn peace officer at the age of 18. At 21, he would move back to his hometown to serve as an investigator in the Bakersfield Police Department, solving homicide cases before moving to an administrative role within the department. It's very rare for police officers to make the move up to detective at such a young age. And Bill had an uncanny knack of understanding the law and how it relates to human behavior. He was a great spokesman for law enforcement. Although he was a man of few words, he always made sure those words counted. If he had something important to tell you, he always came right to the point. In 1979, Bill started working as a part-time criminal justice faculty at Bakersfield College, while he continued working the beat as a detective at BPD. He also served as evening supervisor at the Delano campus, and I didn't know that. As a teacher, he brought an invaluable wealth of practical knowledge to his criminal justice students. He taught part-time until his retirement from BPD in 1998, capping off a 24-year career in law enforcement. At Porterville College, Bill had the opportunity to witness an unprecedented period of growth as the city of Porterville nearly doubled in size and the campus added a new library and fitness center, remodeled the Math and Science building, and planned the development of the new Health Careers building as part of Measure J. And I know President Habib is so proud of the new building. But Bill has always appreciated the small town feel of Porterville and considered the 60-acre PC campus his home. Just like in his first career in law enforcement, Bill rose through the ranks from a criminal justice professor to a high-level administrator over the course of 20 years. When the discussion of an interim president came around, Bill was reluctant to apply, but the outgoing president, Rosa Carlson, convinced him to take the job. Bill served as president between 2017 and 2019 through the end of an accreditation cycle and the appointment of the new president, Claudia Habib. He was always committed to whatever his mission was. He was able to see exactly what needed to be done in any situation and was always working toward completing whatever the most important tasks. His clarity brought him great respect. You always knew what you were getting with Bill Henry. When I was president at Bakersfield College, I worked closely with Bill and Jill Board, our co-president. I experienced Bill Henry as being a very kind-hearted man who was very direct. There was no ambiguity in what he thought and what he wanted to do. He had a great sense of humor and a fun way of speaking that often diffused difficult and tense situations. When those moments came, he would take a moment, shake his head, and find the exact right words to say that would bring everyone past the tension and towards a solution. Unfortunately, I received word yesterday that Bill Henry had passed away following a 4-week stay in the hospital. He is survived by his wife, 2 sons and a daughter, 6 grandchildren. He is also survived by his mother, sisters, and brother, as well as nieces and nephews. He was also loved by his pet boxers. Bill Henry leaves behind an unprecedented legacy as a steadfast public servant in 2 careers, education and law enforcement. He was a legend in the Kern Community College District and at the Bakersfield Police Department. He will be missed.
Thank you, Chancellor Christian. We'll move on to Board of Trustees reports of inquiry. And to my left, with Student Trustee Barrage.
I just want to congratulate Chancellor Christian on your becoming the California Community College Chancellor. You're going to do amazing. And I congratulate interim president Steve Walken too. So Bakersfield College, Porterville College, and Saracoso College student government attended the Student Senate California Community College General Assembly May 31st at the Westin Long Beach. And we had over 600 students and advisors who attended. During the event, we attended workshops that helped strengthen their leadership skills by attending workshops such as Brown Act compliance, budget and legislative advocacy, transfer process, shared governance, and mobilizing student voices. Over 25 resolutions were proposed and passed relating on the issues of accessibility, student resources, basic needs, diversity, inclusion, and much more. So these resolutions were brought by from the 116 community colleges and were passed.
Thank you. Trustee Spearman.
Thank you. Two things. One, I just want to really reiterate what Dr. Hancock highlighted as being a really important day for the communities in East Kern, for Syracuse Community College. I had the privilege of attending and watching most of that summit, and he is indeed correct. We had Captain Vaughn there, Colonel Brown from Edwards Air Force Base, sent by Brigadier General Heiger, and all the civilian leaders in that region. And many of the contractors that are partners out on the base were also there. And it was as somebody who has spent most of my life, more of my life in Ridgecrest than anywhere else. I appreciate how much of an opportunity there is to partner with industry, to partner with aerospace and defense, and to really sit at the table and learn, not wonder and think we know, but to really ask what are your needs. And it was so wonderful to hear the leaders in that region to say, they sat down with us, they asked, and this is the blueprint, and this is the path forward. We have confidence in them as partners to have a bright future in East Kern for our students, for our industry, and for our region. And it was just a privilege to sit and watch all of the hard work materialize. So congratulations to you and your team. Congratulations to our community for having such an important milestone achieved. I also just want to join the choir of voices that are saying our goodbyes and our thank yous. I, as the newest trustee, not had the privilege of working very long with Dr. Christian, but it said a lot when I bumped into her at a community event not long ago. And I said excitedly, "How are you?" And a sweet look came across her face, and I could tell that she was more considerate of what she was leaving behind than maybe she was in that moment excited about what she was going to. And that says a lot. I think it says a lot that she's going to miss the relationships that she's built and forged here, but her legacy continues, and we send her. We don't feel that we're losing her. We feel like we get to take a little part in this wonderful victory for our region, and we know you will remember us. And we're grateful for the time you invested here and the work you built. And we're so proud that was acknowledged and is appropriately being recognized at a larger stage.
Trustee Meany.
This is not goodbye stuff. It's your- No, you know how much you mean. Once in a while, when you call me with them, I don't know.
Trustee Corcoran.
Yes, congratulations to President Watkins in your new position. It was suggested I say something to him. And I do best when I'm under stress. So I'm a little stressed out looking at this, thinking, what should I say? Because I think I was there when we hired you. All right. You've aged, both of us. I've worked, you've better than me. I think you're a force in KCCD. That's quite obvious. You and I don't always agree or did not always agree on many things, but I've always respected that your integrity and passion for the current community college district. I think that's a key issue for you convey a real sense of collaboration with those you work with. I think that's contributed to your success. You are very process oriented, which serves you well, just served us well. Hope the state board understands what they're taking from us and then what they are gaining. You and I have talked about this. It's not an easy job, Eagle. It's toughy. And I think if you're not the youngest, you've got to be one of the youngest besides being going into that job. So I think your ability to collaborate, your passion will serve you well. Wish you the best. Good luck.
Thank you, Trustee Watkins. Trustee Jimenez.
Congratulations, Steve Watkins, on being the new president of Bakersfield College. And for you, Sonia, thank you for your leadership when you were the president in Bakersfield College and now as the chancellor. You have built a legacy. Measure J was because you led it. And you're able to see the legacy you built in our campus at Bakersfield College, Portobello College, Saracosa College. And now as a chancellor, you have left us a legacy that we have to carry on with affordable housing grant that we got $60 million and $50 million for the California Renewable Center. And then plus SERV, plus the direct area capture grant that we're applying for. So all that is your work. And it's just amazing how much work you accomplished in less than 2 years. So I wish you all the best and thank you for everything.
Thank you, trustee Jimenez. Trustee Gomez Heitzberg.
Steve, I just wanted to say that we've been saying interim president, but the work isn't any less than if you were president.
Oh, yeah.
Ask your friend over here. But we know that you're up for it, and that's the most important thing. The college will appreciate your effort. I knew Bill Henry for about 40 years. Oh my God. How could you know anybody for 4 years and be as young as I am? He was a stand-up guy. And I'm going to say something that John said, whether he agreed with you or not, you know exactly where he stood. And that is so appreciated in this. I'm just going to say bye con Dios.
Thank you, trustee Gomez Heitzberg. I'll conclude by just being brief. Congratulations, Steve, on your appointment as interim president of Bakersfield College. I think you're the right person at the right time to take the reins of the college and take us to the next level, move the college in a direction that's going to be beneficial for all parties involved. You have the right skill set, leadership, temperament, and I can't think of anybody else that'd be better for that position than you. We're looking forward to seeing big things from your leadership. Congratulations. Chancellor Christian, this is your last meeting as Chancellor of the Kern Community College District. And well, you really put together an easy agenda for us today. We appreciate that. You know, I joined the Board of Trustees in December of 2014. And I was was appointed to fill a vacancy on the board at the time. And one of the first persons who came to congratulate me was President Bakersfield College, Sonia Christian. And very quickly, she made it a point to invite me to campus and also encouraged me to go out and tour the Delano Center as if I'd never been there, being a resident of Delano. But what I really quickly discovered is that she was a mover and a shaker, because I hadn't been on the board very long. In fact, just a couple of hours, and she was already advocating. And, you know, her heart was into those students at Bakersfield College, and she was trying her best to position the college in a good way. And I respected that, because, you know, that sort of work ethic, that sort of drive and focus has obviously served our district well, not just under her leadership at Bakersfield College, but obviously now as chancellor. And Trustee Jimenez talked about all the things that she was able to accomplish in this very short period of time. But if you look at the entire spans of her time here at Bakersfield College and Kern Community College District, Chancellor Christian just didn't mark time, and she made a difference. And what was really neat about it is that she encouraged all of us to do the same. And it's like, I think about it this way. I'm a basketball fan. You know, there's oftentimes this discussion, who's the greatest of all time? Was it Magic? Was it Kobe? You know, who was it? And I think if Sonia Christian had to be any one of those famous players, I would say she was more like Michael Jordan, because she made everybody else on the Bulls great. And you know, not to disparage any of the others, obviously, because I can't play basketball to save my life. But you know, you think about that team, and when all the other players left to go to other teams, they could never replicate the success of the Bulls of the 90s. And so, you know, she's the GOAT. So congratulations on your appointment. We'll certainly be in touch, and you know, talking about all the grants that you were able to bring to the Kern Community College District when you're chancellor of the state system, can you send more our way? And with that, we'd like to go ahead and adjourn the meeting in the memory of our friend, Bill Henry.